Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. It's the weekly reading for the week of July 29th to August the 4th. Your cards this week, they're Aquarius, energies leaving, completing or transitioning. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Focus energies this week, we have the Emperor energy clarified with Justice. And we have the Star energy coming in towards the end of the week. So Aquarius, we do have a significant amount of major arcana here. 3 here, Emperor, Justice, and the Star. So, in a reading, the amount of major arcana usually indicates the significance of the event or situation in your life. They're sort of linked to life lessons or karmic energies, whereas if we had all minor arcana here, it might be something that's playing out more in the day-to-day realm, something that has less significance, or it's really just the how-to unfolding of a situation. So here we have, in the recent past here, the Eight of Pentacles, but just before I start that, so I'm just getting distracted with your vision there. So when I was putting the cards down, I'm seeing a river. So I really feel, the river is, it's quite a deep river and it has very dark water. And what I'm getting from this is about you getting back into the flow of life, right? I feel like for a while some of you might have felt like you were in the deep end or in the black hole of the river, right? And, you might have, the water was deep and it was dark and there might have been some fear around that. Whereas now we really want to see you getting back into the flow, getting back moving really nicely down the river, enjoying the ride rather than feeling stuck in a stagnating patch or feeling out of your depth. Yeah, out of your depth. Okay, so let's have a look and see how that's playing out here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles and that came out together with the Ten of Swords. So here we go. Here we have very strong completion energy under that Ten of Swords, right? So this is that moment where you're in that, I don't know if many of you have been to rivers. I'm from New Zealand, so we have a lot of them. And in the, in some spots of the river, the water can be so dark. It's almost black like the sky here, and you literally can't see the bottom and you don't know what's lurking down there. There could be big eels. You don't know how far the bottom is, and it does kind of bring about almost that sense of panic and, really wanting to get into some waters that are a little shallower and you can see what's going on. So I feel like some of you in the past may have been in deep waters, feeling like you couldn't see a way out, and also wondering what was behind it all. Maybe there was someone that was deceiving you in some way, but you didn't know that until recently. There could have been someone sort of lurking in the deep currents. That's what I'm seeing here. So, with that Ten of Swords, it is about letting that complete and letting it go, moving on to, much brighter energies here. The Ten of Swords is an energy that can, literally hold you down, can make you feel very fatigued. It could make you feel like you were drowning, or that sense of panic that comes with being in waters that are too deep for you, being out of your depth in a situation. Out of depth in a situation. That's how that feeling could be. Like I said before, it could be someone literally deceiving you through stabbing you in the back, that kind of thing. But it's a 10, so it's really ready to complete. And we can see that by letting that complete, we have this really beautiful light sky here that is ready to lift, a dawn that's ready to come up and just encompass this black sky. So, what it's saying is that when we allow something to complete, there's a strong new dawn that's waiting to come in for you. And that's why I love the Eight of Pentacles coming in with that Aquarius, because the Eight of Pentacles is all about carving out a new direction. Actually chiseling away these pentacles and creating something new. And it's someone who's doing it by their own hand. So they're not necessarily like reaching out and asking others for help. This person's determined and, self-sufficient, and they're just getting down to business and creating something new for themselves, chisel by chisel, piece of the pentacle by piece of the pentacle, but slowly and surely building themselves a strong new future. Now with the Pentacles energy, it can be slower moving, so you might just, in the recent past, you've just been starting out, you might be on the first pentacle of these, but it is somebody who is creating a new future slowly and surely and methodically for themselves. So let's go to your focus energies here, Aquarius. Just going to put those down like that. Okay, so I've got a few things going on here, right? So, Emperor and the Three of Cups. So this is what I see is kind of like the goal for you to move into this week, to really, establish yourself firmly, in this new beginning. So the Emperor is somebody who doesn't really take any crap, to be honest. It's somebody who is so grounded and sure of themselves. It's a really practical, worldly energy. So the Emperor is somebody that rules his world, rules his empire. He doesn't let the empire or others rule him or her. It's not gender specific here. So this is about you taking your power back, and as we've talked about, being self-sufficient by your own hand, not relying on others or giving your power away to other people. This is somebody who's self-actualized, who's calling the shots, and really creating their own future by being in that solid seat of power. And through that, we have that feeling of celebrating our successes, celebrating the harvest, because we know that we've created it by our own hand. Now, clarify with the justice energy here, is there something that needs to be brought to justice in order to kind of come back into a more powerful position? Because justice comes up in a reading when a fair and honest and just adjustment or modification needs to happen in a situation. It's when the scales need to be brought back into balance. So whatever happened in this situation, whether it's someone that could have messed you around or deceived you or even taken something from you, hurt you in some way, caused you pain, this week, you could get some justice on that situation. And it could even be, talk about legal matters as well. If some of you have something that are going through a court situation, well, if so, I think that you're going to be very successful in that. Because justice works out for the person it's supposed to, not for the person that wants it. That's the message there with justice. It's about it being fair and equitable for all parties. And here we have a person who's holding their sword of power, and the Emperor here holds his staff of power. So it's about you coming into clearly into a place of power and really firmly establishing your position in that seat. You're not going to be pushed over by anyone this week. Really be clear, call your own shots, and through that, I really think you'll find yourself actually celebrating the fruits of that at some stage. Actually, I'm going to leave that off because it kind of relates to what's coming in here. So here we have the star energy coming in towards the end of the week. And this here, Aquarius, is your healing after this time. So, even with the Emperor and Justice, they are quite intense energies. And, being in this position of, sort of being that person in that throne of power and calling the shots and really holding your ground, it might not come natural for all of you. It can be quite difficult for you to take on that energy. Especially after a time where you might have been in quite an opposite energy. So the Star card comes in to give you the healing that you need after that difficult time. It really tells you also that the worst is over and that you need to, come back into a place of having faith and trust in the universe and trust that they will help guide you through this, help work things out in a way where the universal balance sheet adds up, because it always does. Star energy can also talk about the need to realign yourself energetically. We have the 7 white stars here that are said to align or represent the chakras in the body. So maybe it's a time to have some energy healing or to do things that make you feel emotionally stable and balanced. Because the star energy is about somebody who is emotionally balanced and is undergoing a period of healing, so that even though there might be still in the emotional waters of the situation, they can also keep one foot firmly planted on the ground and they can still go about their worldly business even though there might be something unfolding or they might be healing from something. underneath the star card, Aquarius, that actually came out with this beautiful card. So, you know, you're going from a 3 of Cups to a 4 of Cups here. So through this healing that you're going to get, the completing of this situation, the justice that's coming in to balance it, you're coming into a place of power. You know, what you've got to gain from that is a lot more joy, emotional satisfaction, you know, even love, because you're actually changing yourself energetically through this process. So it's actually opening you up to be able to receive love, you know, new friendships, maybe even somebody coming in. That's the shift that we're seeing here, Aquarius. But we've got a little bit of, let's say, a little bit of stuff to complete and to work out before we get to that. But this energy, this Cups energy, is coming in for you. So, you know, number 6, it's all about harmony and growth. So I really see that the outcome of this is you moving into a much more harmonious and joyful position in your life. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Keep in mind it's a general reading, won't necessarily resonate with every Aquarius out there, and I'll see you for another reading next week.